You hold in your hands a book, a story that has shaped the world. It begins with Genesis, the start of everything, the opening line. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. No preamble, just a profound statement. God is, and God creates. Light bursts forth, water separate, land appears. This is the foundation of all history, your story, my story, humanity's story. Imagine a world before color, before sound, before life, then a loving creator painting it all into existence. He chose to create, to share his goodness. Every star, every mountain, every creature is a brushstroke from the master artist. He's preparing a home for humanity, for you. Genesis is your starting block, the place where we learn who God is and who we are. The questions and doubts you have are welcome here. This first book is a doorway. Step through it with an open heart. God is waiting on the other side, ready to show you the beginning of a story still being written today. You are a part of it. Let go of the pressure to understand everything at once. Just let the story wash over you. This is the start of a grand adventure. The first page is an invitation. Will you turn it? After creation, the story zooms in. God forms Adam, breathes life into him, and places him in Eden. Adam walks with God in perfect relationship. God creates Eve, a partner, and gives them everything they need. One rule: don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The tree is a symbol of freedom and trust. Love must be chosen. For a time, they live in perfect trust. But a serpent enters, planting doubt. Did God really say? The lie is tempting, preying on their curiosity. The choice, trust the creator or the deceiver. They eat the fruit, everything changes. Their eyes open to shame and fear, they hide from God. The perfect connection is broken. This is the fall. It's not just their story, it's ours. The world's brokenness begins here. But this is not the end. It's the beginning of God's rescue plan. Even in failure, hope remains. The story continues. God does not abandon his creation. Redemption is coming. Darkness spreads after Eden. Violence and corruption fill the world. God grieves and decides to start anew with Noah, a righteous man. Noah builds an ark, trusting God despite the world's disbelief. The flood comes, but Noah's faith saves his family and the animals. After the waters recede, Noah worships God. God responds with a promise, a rainbow in the sky. Never again will a flood destroy all life. The rainbow is a sign of God's faithfulness and mercy. Even in judgment, God's grace shines through. The flood shows the seriousness of sin. The rainbow, the vastness of grace. God keeps his promises. This covenant sets the stage for a greater redemption. Every rainbow is a reminder. God preserves, protects, and saves. The story moves forward, hope restored. God's plan for humanity continues. Even after judgment, he offers a new beginning. The promise endures. Genesis now centers on Abraham. God calls him to leave everything and promises to make him a great nation. Abraham is old, his wife barren, yet God promises descendants as numerous as the stars. Abraham's journey is one of imperfect faith. He doubts, stumbles, but keeps returning to God's promise. God reaffirms his promise. Look at the stars, so shall your offspring be. Abraham believes, and it is credited to him as righteousness. This is a turning point. Faith, not perfection, is what God desires. Through Abraham, God will bless all nations. His story is the beginning of Israel, a people chosen to reveal God's character. Ultimately, through this family, a savior will come. Abraham's faith changes history. The foundation of the Christian faith is laid here. We are saved by believing God's promise. Abraham's story is about trusting God when the promise seems impossible. It's about hope in the face of uncertainty. God's plan unfolds through ordinary people. The journey of faith begins with a single step. Abraham took that step. The story of redemption moves forward. Will you trust the promise? Genesis ends with Joseph, Abraham's great-grandson. Joseph is favored by his father, envied by his brothers, and sold into slavery. Betrayed and forgotten, Joseph endures suffering in Egypt. Yet, even in darkness, he trusts God and uses his gifts to help others. A dramatic turn. Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dreams, foresees famine, and is elevated to power. He saves Egypt and eventually his own family. His brothers bow before him, fulfilling the dreams they once despised. Joseph forgives them, saying, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Through pain and betrayal, God weaves redemption. Joseph's story shows that even in the worst circumstances, God is at work. The tapestry of Genesis is one of brokenness and hope. God's sovereignty turns evil into good. The story ends with reconciliation and restoration. Genesis closes, but the promise continues. God's plan for redemption is unstoppable. Even in darkness, light breaks through. The adventure of faith is just beginning. Will you trust the author of your story? If you enjoyed this journey through Genesis, subscribe to Ebibleclub and join us for the next video on Exodus as we explore all 66 books of the Bible together. Don't miss what's next.